a very good evening, all of you here. My name is Mehreen Shamim, and I'm the curriculum manager at 1M1B. I welcome you all to yet another interesting session on data literacy, data collection to data analysis, part 3. So before we start the session, we would like to extend our gratitude to IBM for partnering with us. The Grade 11 AI curriculum has been revised with the support of IBM and facilitated by 1M1B Foundation as IBM's partner. This initiative is part of our ongoing commitment to building and strengthening the AI teacher community in India, and these training sessions are a crucial part of this mission. Now, let's welcome our resource person, Mr. Tushar Upadhyay, a distinguished educator with over 31 years of experience in the IT field. Tushar sir is an enthusiastic artificial intelligence and STEAM educator at Navrachna Higher Secondary School, Vadodara, Gujarat. He has received numerous accolades, including the National Award in 2018 for mentoring students in designing a smart glove for visually and hearing impaired children. Tushar sir has also successfully trained students to win the TCS IT Viz Championship and the News Viz National Quiz. A Microsoft certified educator and innovative educator expert, he exemplifies excellence and innovation in education. So let's give a warm welcome to Tushar sir. Over to you, Tushar sir.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, all teachers. So we'll start straight away, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
I'll share my screen, ma'am.
Please, sir.
So everybody can see my screen?
Sir, you can switch on your
Yes,
camera
sir.
also.
You can see my screen? Everybody can see my screen?
Yes, we can see, sir.
Okay.
Slightly on the top, it is, hidden. So, yeah, where the logo is. So, right. Now this looks fine, sir.
Now it's okay?
Yes.
All right.
And
So
you can switch
let's-
on your camera also, sir. Sorry. You can switch on your camera also, if you wish like. Yes. And now we can see you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So good evening, all teachers. It's a pleasure to be here to talk about data literacy, data collection to data analysis part 3. So let's get started straight away. And the first instruction, dear educators, please keep Excel and PowerPoint loaded in case we require some things to be done by you. All right. So thank you very much. Now, since we are talking about matrices today, and like I already started off with this topic with my students, and like when I started off with matrices, I teach commerce and humanities students. So this was the question that I got from them that, sir, we belong to commerce, we belong to humanities. Why are we learning matrices? Why should we learn matrices? So, and apart from that, also we had some science students who had taken up biology, and the same thing came from them when this topic was introduced. So basically, it is what I told them that it's not only pertaining to the mathematics subject. So I had to tell them, like in commerce, how matrices is important in business and finance. And how matrices can help manage money, cash flow, organizing data in spreadsheets, and more. Uh, then we talk about in the field of humanities, like studying relationships in a community. So a matrix can show how people are connected, like who knows whom, and help map out social networks. So I gave them this uh, simple example. Then we move to science. So we already know that predicting weathers, designing machines, creating computer graphics, that's part and parcel of matrix. And then we have the everyday tech. Like we have been using Google Maps, we use social media, we use photo filters, and here matrices make the technology work smoothly. Uh, Now, let me go the next slide. All right. So matrices. So what is basically a matrix? So it was like the children got a little bit of a reprieve that when I showed them that basic matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, sir, बस इतना ही basic matrix होता है. So then I told them that yes, it's a table of numbers and with rows and columns like you already have worked with spreadsheets. So you have a spreadsheet with rows and columns, and each cell containing a number 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's a very simple matrix with two rows and two columns. So parts of matrix, rows go across, columns go up and down, and whatever numbers that you find in those rows and columns, they are called as elements. Now, a simple question. So why do we use matrices? Teachers, select the correct option to eliminate the need for data analysis, to make data less accessible for calculations, sorry, to reduce the speed of calculations, to store and organize large amounts of data in a structured way. Yes, teachers, what would be the correct option? Yes, option D. Everybody agrees with option D? Yes, I'm getting the correct answer. All right, let's go to the next question. Imagine you have a class of three students, A, B, and C, and four subjects, math, science, English, and history. Can you represent their grades using a matrix? Yes, yeah, no. Yes. So anybody can tell me, like, how do you justify it is yes? Anybody? Anybody? Rows and columns? Yes. So you can have, yeah, you can have a 3 by 4 matrix. All right, that's correct. All right. Anybody else? All right. Let's go to the next slide now. So we use matrices for like we have been using mobile phones and each time we see a photograph and or we want to watch a movie in full screen. So we normally rotate our screen, right? So transformations in computer graphics, like rotating an image in your phone. So I've given a very simple example of a 2 by 2 grid of pixels. So if you rotate this picture in 90 degrees, the rotation matrix would look like, as you can see, the original picture is 1, 2, 3, 4. And the moment you apply the rotation matrix, it becomes 3, 1, 4, 2. So this was some basic things that I uh, showed the students. Uh, Second one in economics and business planning. So you can, use a matrix to organize your budget. All right. So it was like when they went, like when this session was going on, this PPT was going on. So children were literally deprived, like, yes, ये तो Excel का ही है, and this is actually the basic matrix that we are learning. The next one in machine learning, recognizing handwritten numbers, like when you write a number two using your fingers in a banking app, so it uses matrice. It's able to recognize that number as a matrice. So very simple example in the next slide. So you can see a 5 by 7 grid, and this shows the digit 8. Like the number 1 is showing part of the number, and the 0 is the background. So this is a matrix representing the grid, which helps the app recognize the pattern is number 8. Now, if I take a 3 by 3 matrix, if I take a 3 by 3 grid, how will the number 8 look like? What will be the number or the matrix in form of 1 and zeros? Anybody? Yes? Anybody? Will it be all one? Yes. Very nice. Very good. All right. Then we go to real world problems. Like we already have seen people going to space, like we have been to Chandrayaan, we have been to Mars. So spacecrafts, spaceships, they zoom to the planets, near to the planets, take pictures, collect data. So this is all about, the pictures that they get. It's all about, the concept of matrices. So here you can see the image pixel. Each pixel in the image is a number representing a color or brightness. So these are some, yeah, you can see the next slide. This is showing the temperature matrix. So when I was going through this presentation in my class, so that many students got to know about the importance of matrix. So if you can see the number 1, 2, 3, 4 represents the temperature at different points on the planet's surface. This is another example, like storing hazardous chemicals. So, when you're storing hazardous explosive chemicals, so here matrix plays a very important role. So whether the certain chemicals, certain materials can be safely stored together or not. So in case if they are safely stored, so you find an OK, which is green in color, cannot be stored together with no. And there would be certain chemicals that can be stored together only under certain conditions, which you can see as the letter Y, which is yellow in color. Again, another example detecting patterns about about a volcanic activity that could be happening. So these are certain examples which were shown to the students, like again climate and weather, like detecting the coldest nights, the hottest days, etc. So yeah. Now we go to the next slide. That is, we are going to do operations on matrices. So how do we go about operating matrices? So here, we are going to use Microsoft Excel and Python. We'll be doing one small uh, exercise. I hope everybody has loaded your Excel and Python platforms. So we go ahead, and this is a small lab activity. All right. The objective is to learn to identify the dimensions of matrices and perform basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and transpose using Excel. So here we are going to use a 3 by 3 matrix. We are going to add two matrices, and we are going to get the sum of it. So in the next slide, I hope everybody has got your spreadsheets open. And we will do one exercise only. that is addition, and then we'll move to transpose, because a subtraction can be done. Once you understand the addition part, subtraction is easy. All right, so what is the answer that you get with matrix A and matrix B? Very quickly. So here, as you can see, how the matrices are, like how each element is added. All right. So an example is given over here, equal to A3 plus A8. Similarly, B3 to B8, C3 to C8, likewise. So what's the answer? We'll wait for that for some time. Yes. Anybody who got the answer? All right. I'll make it a little bit faster. So here you get the result. All right. This is the answer. Those of you who have got it will. How many of you got this? Got it, ma'am? Jyoti, ma'am?
Got it, sir.
Okay, okay. Let's go ahead. Okay, so now let's go to the transpose of matrix using Excel. So basically, transpose of a matrix involves flipping a matrix where the resulting matrix has the same elements, but they are recognized differently. We just saw in the previous slide. So that means the row elements become the column elements, and the column elements become the row elements. So let's do a very simple exercise with this 2 by 3 matrix. And in this case, in Excel, we use the equal to transpose function. I've given the steps. So you can use the same matrix that you created earlier for addition. You can use the equal to transpose function. And you should be getting this output over here. Yes, ma'am. I have a couple of links to share also. Yeah. All right.
Got it, sir.
Yeah. Now let's go to the next activity. How can we use matrix in Python programming? So here we'll be looking into a very simple Python program, adding two by two matrices. All right, so we use NumPy, and then we define the two matrix, the matrix 1, matrix 2, and result into matrix 1 plus matrix 2, thus printing the sum of the matrices. So here, yeah, so can you see this is what I have screen over here. All right, so I'm using my idle, so I have the program over here. So when I run this module, so I get the sum of matrices as 6, 8, 10, and 12. All right, so just through this. All right. So similarly, we have the next program. So the same thing can be done with subtraction and multiplication. Now we come to transposing using transpose using 2 by 2 matrices. So again, you use the NumPy library, all right? And you can print the original matrix and the transpose matrix together. Although like this is not given in the book, but I made a point that my students did it. Both the humanities and the commerce students, they are also very comfortable doing it. All right. So should I go ahead, teachers? Yeah. All right. So applications of real world applications of matrix transposition. All right. So transposing matrix is using transforming objects like rotating objects, like as I gave you an example of mobile. So you know how the transpose matrix transposition is used in real world applications. Similarly, you find it in statistics to reorganize data and making easier to perform calculations. So here, I have a few to share this, and I can share it. Yeah, so you can use this one. This is one of them. You can try out these websites. Yes. All right. So that is all about matrices, not much. So now we go to the main, the other subtopic of data preprocessing in AI. So basically, what do you understand by pre-processing? Teachers, what do you understand by data pre-processing? Anybody? Okay, so let's have a very simple example. All right. So imagine you have a big bag of mixed candies and they are all jumbled together. You have chocolates, the gummies, the lollipops, and maybe some weird flavors you don't even like. So it's hard to find the candy that you want in this mess. So to make it easier, you would do a few things. What? Yes, teachers. What would we do to make things easy?
We'll be taking the data into the very basic form actually, sir. If I have
Yeah.
not incorrect, yeah.
Yes. Somebody saying sort.
Group them based on the variety.
Yes. Group them. Then like we double check for the mistakes. All right. Label, like you may segregate all the chocolates and the gummies separately and then label them, right? And like if you have some candies which are broken or like, you know, the bad candies, so you will just put them separately somewhere else, right? Yeah. So so while sorting a bag of candy, suddenly you find that the piece does not belong. So like a tiny toy or the super spicy candy in the bag of sweets. So it normally feels that they don't belong to that particular group. So these odd candies, they are like outliers or inconsistencies in data. So they don't match the pattern that you are looking for. So how do we handle this? Like what do we do with such candies which do not belong to the group that we want?
So we remove them from the group.
Yeah, we remove them. Okay, or we can even like if the candy is mislabeled, we can fix it by putting the correct labeling. All right. And what else?
Sir, size, shape, and color, can it be considered?
Yes. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. So therefore, data pre-processing prepares data sets for machine learning. So we have these four, this organization map over here. So we have data cleaning, data transformation, data integration, and data reduction. So what is data cleaning? So data cleaning, anybody? Fixing and removing incorrect and corrupted data, right? So, and we have to ensure that the data is accurate and reliable. So sometimes we find a lot of duplicate data in the data set. Then transforming data, okay, into a formatted structure, right? So like converting text to numbers, normalizing numbers. Sometimes you find certain like you have dates in different formats like MMDD, YYMMDD. So you need to reformat or transform the data into proper format. Then you have data integration, combining data from different sources into a unified view. So this helps in bringing together data from multiple systems. Or then we have data reduction. You have already heard about dimension reduction. All right. So we have like you have huge data sets when you're working with designing an AI model. You have huge data sets. So you need to reduce the volume of data without losing important information. So this can be done by removing redundant data, summarizing them, and using techniques like dimensionally reduction. So in short, data cleaning fixes problems, data transformation reshapes it, data integration combines the sources, and data reduction makes it smaller and more manageable. So is it very clear, teachers? Yeah. So now we have, before we move towards the process of data cleaning, and I want you to study the data set given below. What issues do you observe in the data set?
Missing values.
Yes. What else?
Incorrect
Incorrect
data, date,
data.
incorrect date,
Incorrect date. Okay.
wrong date of birth,
Data redundancy.
Yes. Then, yeah, we have the wrong height also. We have, Mike has got -10.
negative height, -10,
Yes. Then
Duplicate data.
duplicate data. Yes, there's duplicate data. So,
Wrong date of birth,
yes, yeah,
35 date,
yes. Anything else?
name missing,
Okay, we have missing values also. So these are a few things in this data set. So without wasting time, I'll take you to like we'll be using the Python environment to understand this concept of data cleaning to data evaluation. So here I have just yeah. So everybody can see my screen. Yes, everybody can see my
Yes,
screen.
yes, sir, we can see, but I think the bottom part is not visible.
Yeah, I will be scrolling.
Okay, then it is okay,
It's
sir.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here we have a Python program. We have a projected small data set, creation to data evaluation. So we'll go step by step with simple explanation. So as usual, before we start off, we have to import the necessary library files. We have the pandas, and then we have the sklearn model selection, linear model, importing the mean square, absolute mean square. And of course, we also want to have a a chart to be plotted in the end. So here we have imported the necessary library files. So here I've given an explanation. Later on, I'll share this, those of you who are interested, what each line does, all right? So basically, we are using these tools to train, to load these particular files, and then we are going to start off with the data set, all right? So we'll create a very small data set. So here we have experience in years and salary. So you can see a very small data set with 1, 2, 3. Then there is no data. Then you have 5 and 40. So you find the missing value none. And there's a very big outlier that is 40 over here. And to understand this concept, that's why we have taken a very small data set. Then salaries in dollars, in $1,000. So as you can see, 35, 30, 40, 50, again, you have a missing value. And then you have an extreme value that is 200. So we turn this data into a table using data frame. And then we print the original data with using print df. All right. So once this is done, we start off with the cleaning of data. All right. So how would you clean the data? So here we'll be using the fillNav function using data frames. Now the fillNav function over here will replace the missing values in each column with the median. All right. So here it will replace it with the median in each of the cases. Like in case of experience, it will replace it with 3. And for salary, it will replace it with 40. All right. Then we have to remove the outliers. Now here, I have used the Boolean indexing operation to remove the outliers. So you can see over here, the experience in years is less than 20 and salary in dollars is less than 100. So this will remove the extreme values like 40 and 2000 or 200K salary. All right. So this is very much similar to an if condition, but applied to an entire data frame at once. So this will remove all the extreme values, and then we print the cleaned data. So I'll be showing you the Python program for this also. And then we will print the cleaned data. So this will print the clean data, removing all the outliers. Okay, that is the extreme values which are not required. So after cleaning, we will split the data, okay, into inputs and output. All right. So we can see X as experience in year. Okay. So DF is the data frame that holds the data, and experience years retrieves the specified column. So you should you should understand what this particular command is doing. Similarly, you have Y, that is again a data frame which is having salary. So we are having single brackets over here, which returns a panda series, whereas double brackets returns a pandas data frame. So this X, the input data that we will use to make predictions, and Y is the target that we want to predict salary. Now, dividing the data into training and testing. All right. So here we are using 80% to 20%. So you can see over here, I have used over here size is equal to 0.2. So what does this statement talk about? So here we are training. The training data is 80%, which is used to teach the model. 20% is the testing data that is used to check if the model is learned correctly. And we have random state 42 that ensures the split is always the same every time the program runs. So every time you run the program multiple times, it will ensure that the split is 80 to 20. So after we do that, we will train the model. All right. So we are using over here, linear regression to make a straight line predictor. And then we are using the fit function, the model.fit function, that's where the model learns from the training data to figure out the relationship between experience and salary. So after training, we test the model. All right. So this uses the model to guess salaries based on the test data, that is years of experience. So after testing the data, okay, we have to check how good the model is. So here we use the MSC, okay, that is the mean square error, followed by the Y test and the the predicted values and the actual values. Okay, what is MSC? It's basically an average square difference between predicted and actual values. Then we have the RMSE, that is the root mean squared. Okay, that shows the error on the same scale as the data. And then we have the mean absolute error. Okay, that calculates the average absolute difference between predicted and actual values, treating all errors equally. Now, after that, we print the model performance. Okay, and then we get to see the actual values of the mean absolute error, the root mean square error, and the mean square error. So here, the smaller the value, the better. And after we print, we are plotting the results using a scatter chart. Okay, that is actually showing the real data points. And then we are plotting a line chart that is showing the prediction line. And then we are labeling the X and the Y axis, printing the legends, and the title is linear regression and plotting the chart. So, yes, so I have my program over here. Hope everybody can, I'm scrolling this is the program that I have written in using idle. So when I run this program, so you can see this is the data set. All right. I'm cleaning the data, removing the outliers, dividing the data into training and testing, training the data, testing the data, checking how good the model is. And finally, we are printing the model performance and plotting the results. So when I run this program, yeah, so you can see the result over here. All right. This is the original data that was printed. Then this is the cleaned data, the median, as you can see. It's calculating it has put up the median. And then you have the model performance. So you can see the values over here. And this is the actual data and the predicted line. So this is, yes, ma'am. So I hope this is very clear. The other thing, what I thought of doing, I will be using, we can also use Microsoft, like I have created one activity in Excel also. So you have a data set I had created, I have not shared it in this presentation because of time limit. So in Excel, before we started off with this Python program, we talked about the data set and we talked about the issues in the data set. So similar type of data set I put up in Excel for the students and I asked them to do that kind of data cleaning like removing duplicates. So we all know we can remove duplicate values using MS Excel. We can even remove blank values using MS Excel. So that can be done with Excel also. So basically, before I start off with programming, Python programming with my students, showing them this big program, I would be rather using MS Excel to show them that how duplicate data can be removed, how blank spaces can be removed, and how we can format the dates in that particular format which was mentioned, which was seen in the spreadsheet. So this was about the uh, yes. So, ma'am, We have quiz time. So
Yes, sir.
everybody, yeah. So can everybody? I'll just paste this quiz. I hope I am on time, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are.
So I'm pasting this. Yeah, so the teachers can try out this quiz. There are 5 questions only.
Sir, some teachers are asking if you can
Uh,
share the code with them. So I think if you're okay with it, you can,
yes, no problem,
yeah.
ma'am.
So you
You
can
want?
share with me. I will further share in the group.
Okay, ma'am. So I will share the code with you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
So everybody, quiz time. Is the code needed? I think the code is not needed. You want me to share the code for the quiz? Yes, the answer of the first one.
What happened, sir?
Uh, I'm there, ma'am. Can you
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm waiting. Like everybody has finished with the quiz. Like I'm not able to see the results.
Okay.
But anybody who got all 5?
Or you can just
Yes,
ask,
sir.
Yes.
open the slides one by one. You can ask by saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and teachers can,
Yeah, I'll do that.
yeah, you can do that. We have few minutes. By then, you can just do that. You can,
Let's
sometimes
start.
there are some technical glitches, not an issue.
Okay, the first one. Which option? Which of the following is not a strategy for handling missing data?
Sir, ignoring missing data without addressing it.
Okay. Next, what is the purpose of splitting the data into a training set and testing set?
The
Is
first
to
one, to
train the
train the
model.
model. Yeah.
To train the
First
model
one.
with the training set and evaluate its performance with testing set?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what numerical values represent the intensity of pixels in a
0
grayscale
to
image?
255.
First one, minus 255
Third
to
one.
255.
0 to 255.
First one, sir.
No, third one. 0 to
Third one.
255.
0
Yeah,
to 255?
Yes,
Yes.
0 to 255.
Okay, what is the channel in context of image processing?
A matrix representing pixel
Yeah,
intensity
first one.
values in an image.
First one, yes.
Okay, which method can handle data sets which are too large to process efficiently?
Sampling techniques.
Sampling
Sampling,
techniques.
sampling techniques. Yeah, all done. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Just see the result also. No?
One stamp album has 9 pages. Each page has 5 stamps.
Tushar sir, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah,
I just muted everybody.
yeah.
So when you were taking the quiz, I felt we have
And
children with
9
us.
pages.
Oh,
Nobody was
okay.
writing in the chat section.
9 pages.
Everybody was giving the
Every
answers
5
by
stamps.
unmuting
So total
themselves.
5 plus, 5 plus,
I
5
think
plus, 5 times.
Najma ma'am, yeah, let me mute her. Okay.
Ma'am, am I also supposed to fill the attendance form?
No, sir.
Okay.
All right, I think this was a great session, teachers. And thank you so much, Tushar sir, for such an amazing session. I'm sure our teachers would have benefited today.
Yeah.
So, and please share the code. You are also in the groups. You can directly
Yeah.
share the code with all the
Yes.
teachers, and teachers will go through it.
Yeah. It's because of the time limit. Actually, I
No
had
problem.
I had 55 slides.
I know that.
I had so much to share, ma'am.
Yes.
And that 1 hour, I could realize, and I had to cut short it up till 35. I was just wondering, how can I finish up, the entire
Yes.
data pre-processing to evaluation in a few minutes.
Right. But you were
So,
just on time.
so
Just on time.
your advice paid off, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. And thank you, everyone, for joining the session today. Have a great weekend. And if you have any queries regarding any of the concepts in the units, please feel free to write in the groups. We have AI super group, we have AI educators group, 1M, 1B. If at all you are not in those groups, I have shared the group link also. Please join the group. So that if you have any queries, you can put it there. All the teachers who have curated the content, they all are there in the groups. So they will be able to, help you out.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm so happy today, ma'am. In fact, I thought I would have I would have gone on and on. I was feeling a little bit guilty. I've missed out on so many things, but we
No
have
worries, we'll give
time
you another
constraints.
session. We'll give you another session, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.